Now, tell your embarrassing story.
Embarrassing stories.
Now.
To follow up Dan's horrible graphic discussion of
horseshoes. They're gonna have more questions than answers.
Made it worse.
Okay.
I've never done anything embarrassing, so I don't know what that's like.
You can live vicariously through us if that's helpful.
Yeah, it seems like it's probably not great.
I was trying to think of the most embarrassing thing I did today, and I think I blacked out for a second. So,
wow.
It's best not to listen to me. Yeah. Anyway, just look at this picture of Strahd while we wait for Eric.
Behold him.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me full screen.
Is this really what you want to be ending this whole thing?
Yes.
You want to say yes. You want to say goodbye to that?
Do we want to save him?
I want to crush him under my boot, Tony.
Yeah, I just think maybe you can fix him.
I have
no, not even Elevor thinks that.
No particular interest.
Yeah,
in
if he was a bed, Elevor wouldn't even flip him.
Exactly, and that's how you know.
Wow. So we're theoretically live, Dan. That's what you're telling me?
No, we're in practice live.
All right. Hello, listeners. We're waiting for Erica to return.
Erica's not invisible. Thank you for
Erica's
asking.
Not. Yeah. We are about to continue our Dog and Pony Show Curse of Strahd adventure. This might be the end of the fight with Strahd that has been
Can I ask a quick question, Tony?
Several sessions.
How many sessions have you said that for in the past? 6 months?
Probably like 3. I think only 3.
Jane says 4, so I'm inclined to believe her.
I'm just speaking from the heart here.
Okay.
Just a general feeling, like it's
the heart,
the vibe.
The heart's full of
the heart
lies.
says 4.
I'm consulting our notes, and this is thanks to Erica's note-taking ability. We started this fight. This is all going to get cut out. Do you want to guess the name of the month that we started the fight in?
September.
Off by 1, August 8th, 2023.
August? Oh, I thought it was October then. Whoops, wrong direction.
We then continued. In fact, Dan, completely off. We didn't play in September at all. We then continued October 3rd, 2023. We then had another large gap, January 23rd, 2024. Then March. And now we're playing again in March again.
Ooh.
So usually our rate was usually about like once every 3 months, and we have somehow managed to play.
If someone wants to graph
twice
that
in the same month
on a curve,
the graph is not. I mean, it only has like 4 data points on it. Dan,
you can make a graph with 4 data points.
Still a graph.
You can. I think you're fitting a curve to it would really be pretty inappropriate, though.
I don't know. Somebody probably.
I'm
knows
offended.
Calculus or something.
Yes, somebody probably does know calculus or something.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I mean, what you need is
why do you make it so hard to be friends with you?
No, you just need 3 more data points, and then you have like a Big Dipper situation.
Oh yeah, that's what I like. We're into
not a graph. Yeah.
What is the Big Dipper?
Actually, that's
not with that attitude.
It's an asterism. We've covered that on 7 or C. Now the podcasts are cross-linking, so yeah.
No, that was Mind Meld, not 7 or C.
I think that's
whatever.
I think you just mispronounced asterisk.
Whatever. I'm not into being right as long as other people are wrong is the important thing. So yeah, what I'm saying is, as a dungeon master, I like when a fight is contained to a single episode. So when we take a fight and stretch it across, God help me, 5 episodes spread over
7,
like 9 months. Why would we do that? Why?
I don't know.
So here is why. Because in order to play Strahd, you really need to get into the mindset of someone who wishes to be finished with an experience, but is unable to be freed by nature.
Is it possible our fight is an asymptote? Is that
you may be onto something?
You're an asymptote.
Wait, and what's that thing? What's that? When you go halfway to something and then you go halfway to something. And that too. Tostino's paradox.
Tostino's paradox.
Yeah.
It's when you eat a chip and then you want another chip.
Wait, Tostino's is pizza.
I don't remember.
Tostitos are chips.
Tostitos,
okay, whatever.
Pizza rolls. I think you're thinking
not
of
my fault
dog.
that the philosopher Tostino liked chips. Okay, this is just history.
Right,
Dan, is anyone watching?
Oh yeah, 15 people have seen this garbage.
No,
right,
I am so sorry.
I'm sorry, people.
It's up to 16. Oh, it was Micah. Never mind. Not that you don't count, but like you were already seeing this garbage. You can't see it twice.
Watch me. Literally.
All right. Should we try and do this? This might be the end, as I've said several times, and we'll
But it also
continue
might
to
not
say
be.
until it is the actual end. We should do the thing. We'll try and do 2 rounds of combat because that's our goal usually in one session. We do 1 round at the rate that we do it, and then we do 1 round at the rate that we wish we had done.
Yeah, I was going to say the second round is also just as slow as the first round, but we call it the speed round.
You guys can start with whatever round you want.
Last round.
All right.
Well,
Smash
I'm already
cut
preparing
to
for what
Imra's
all of my
turn.
people are doing.
I also
so.
appreciate that listener Simon referenced when we started talking about pizza rolls a reference to another TPK adventure that referenced pizza rolls that I had forgotten about.
Me too.
That was the first thing I thought of.
I remember that mainly because I was unfamiliar with pizza rolls, and then people were talking about pizza rolls so much in that episode. I went and got pizza rolls, and they were okay.
I remember that.
I kind of remember. Was it better or worse than cotton candy, Tony?
I would eat pizza rolls again. Mainly, I feel like pizza rolls are good. They're just not great for you. So I don't feel the need to incorporate them in my life. Whereas cotton candy, I have no desired experience ever again.
Oh,
sorry,
that's right.
We need to get fresh cotton candy, though, is the thing.
Yeah, better than it is different.
Yeah.
It's thankfully there is no such thing as a fresh pizza roll.
Isn't that just a calzone?
Very true.
Wait,
candy, fresh from the haunted carnival.
if you go to the Totino's manufacturing plant, I mean, you'll never get there because you'll only get the halfway and halfway and halfway. But if you could make it inside, then you could get it fresh.
I think they come
pull
frozen
a
right
Homer
out of the
Simpson
machine.
and you sit at the end of the conveyor belt with just your mouth open.
Dan, that was when he was in hell.
I stand by what I said.
It's a metaphor for this adventure. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, one of several Dungeon Masters here in rotation. I use he, him pronouns, and today we are going to be continuing our Dog and Pony show, our Curse of Strahd adventure. Is this the end? It might not be the end, but it might be very, very close to the end. We don't know what's going to happen until we actually roll a dice and people make choices, because that's how things work here on Total Party Kill. We continue our combat. Allow me to introduce people in roughly combat order. First up, it's Aline Sims. Aline, who are you playing tonight?
I play Imra the Wood Elf Ranger, and also Androdite, her trusty Mastiff, and we all use she, her pronouns.
Weighing in at initiative count 19, it's Dan Warren.
I am playing Castanotar's Crucible, Warforged Cleric of the god Onatar. I use he, him pronouns. Crucible uses they, them pronouns. I am also in charge of Vasilka, the flesh golem that was made to be Strahd's bride, but has rebelled against him and is so angry right now.
Also joining us, it's Erica Ensign.
Hello, Erica Ensign, she, her, playing Brildish, she, her. Brildish is a dwarven paladin. Usually she has a pony companion, but Pony was killed by bats. Well, dispelled by bats. He's hanging out at home.
Inconvenienced by bats.
Let's not.
Yeah. Also joining us, it's Micah Sargent.
Hello. I am Micah Sargent, he, him, who plays Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, he, him. I also play Samus, the saber-toothed tiger, she, her, and occasionally Danu makes an appearance, which is my fey mimic octopus that would prefer you did not use pronouns for Danu.
And last but certainly not least, I almost introduced you by your character name, but your true honest government name is Jane Ritt. Welcome back, Jane.
That's what it says on my passport.
True honest government name.
Yes, and that's what it says. And then : Jane Ritt, playing Lena Dulina, the human rogue, and also the Vistani assassin Aragal.
All right, it is a big, giant fight. There's so many creatures and hazards and whatnot in the initiative order. It's almost too much for one Dungeon Master to bear, but I will do my best. The fight in the catacombs continues. We have literally gone from one side of the catacombs to another. with Strahd marshaling all of his forces of darkness to throw at our intrepid heroes. There have been hellhounds, there have been bats, there have been vampire brides, there have been various undead shadows and all kinds of forces. Strahd has basically been kind of chased and taken refuge in his the only place of safety left for him in Castle Ravenloft, his own personal tomb. Will this be where you quickly dispatch him, or will he be at his most dangerous here, cornered? Or is it just really convenient that he died in a tomb,
Very.
like easy cleanup?
That's what I was
We
thinking.
will
Go to your
find
tomb.
out. Yeah. All right, our adventures are kind of scattered across the catacombs, which makes collaborating and being effective in combat challenging. Let's see how this works out for them. First up, it is Imra, followed by Micah's forest woodland friends. Imra, take it away.
Okay, so I have a move question because I know that you can move diagonally.
Yep.
However, how does that work when you're trying to go around corners?
You can go diagonally around a corner, let's say.
Okay.
We believe in you.
Imra's running. She's going into the tomb. She is.
Yeah, we have a question. We have that portal there, or that trap there.
I went around
Yes.
Broldish and Argal.
Oh, sneaky.
That's why I was asking about
Diagonals.
corners, because there are a lot of diagonals.
I have
Going around
some
this.
bad news for you, though.
Oh, no.
Can you just back that token up just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a scoosh.
Like a square, 2 squares.
Just a couple more. Just a couple more.
Just a couple more.
Just a few more squares. No
Also,
reason.
is that portcullis open or closed? I thought Vasilka was trying to open it.
Vasilka
Vasilica's
is
holding it up.
currently
Oh, she's
bracing it
that's right,
open.
she's
Now, she
holding
only
it.
rolled a 14, so basically she is working as a wedge. So it is not fully open. She would have needed to roll higher than that to like have it be like locked into place. So as you rush past Argal, you the ground beneath your feet, Imra, kind of glows with blue light. You see some runes activating, and you suddenly find yourself kind of hurtling, not through time and space, but space. And you are, I think probably this activates, I imagine you were ahead of Androdite, so I think it's just going to take you. And you will
That's how
find
we like it.
Okay. Mainly, I'm not going to throw a dog down a well. That's just not.
Yeah, the dog is there
You know.
to tell someone that Imra fell down the well.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
you
he's
find
only teleporting the DPS away from the situation.
Imra, you find yourself at the bottom of basically a pit. The pit is full of basically skeletal remains, rusty weapons, a couple coffins, and like a dozen white undead warriors staring at you with red eyes. They kind of look at you. It clear they were moments ago very fixated on something above them that had climbed out of the shaft, and you are there now too. Yeah, I think that was your movement.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Imra's
Probably wasn't what you're planning.
Imra's used to not falling down wells necessarily, but like the mist has made her more pliable. Not pliable, but she can go with the flow a little bit better now.
Even when that flow goes down into a hole full of undead.
Sometimes that's the way rivers go. Okay, I'm just looking at my. I didn't think I'd need to know any of my spells because I knew what I was gonna do today. All right, so I think I'm gonna use Tasha's Caustic Brew. A stream of acid is going to emanate from me in a line 30 feet long and 5 feet wide in the direction I choose. And I'm just going to go for these bowling pins. Can I draw an arrow on our map here? through those 3 that are kind of
Okay.
diagonal to me. And they must succeed on a dex saving throw or be covered in acid for the spell's duration, or until someone scrapes or washes the acid off of them.
They're never going to do that. I
All right.
rolled 3 12s in a row. That's very unlikely. I
Interesting.
assume 12 was not enough.
All
right.
It was enough. No, it was enough. They were all dexterous enough.
Oh,
Cool. So I'm just gonna press myself against the wall as best I can.
Okay.
And I should have just moved again, but oh well.
Okay. What does Androdite do, having seen Imra be warped away?
I think she's
right.
probably pretty freaked out by the portal.
Mhm.
I think it would be reasonable for her to run back a couple of squares
Okay.
to get away from that blue glowing thing. She's come up by Broldish.
That's unsettling to Brildish. Like, wait a minute, where's it?
Yeah.
I didn't see her around the corner.
Do I hear, like, I've climbed to the top, but I haven't like left the little alcove yet, so I probably hear her getting like zapped down where I
Is there
was.
like there's like
Yeah.
there's like a TARDIS sound?
I think there's
It's
also
probably-
just a
Acid
distinctive
sound.
sound.
to the spell too.
Oh yeah. So that's
I think there's also a
spell.
distinctive sound of Imra, landing in a pile of bones.
Yeah,
So
I know it well.
Too well.
I think that's my
Micah,
turn. Yeah.
I think your woodland pals are next.
Yeah.
They are currently locked in combat with hellhounds, I believe.
They
well,
are.
there's a hellhound that's praising one of them.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
So the Nilbog is going to look at the one that is not currently praising it and is going to say, what are they going to say? You call those flames? I've had heartburn worse than that. And is going to cast Mocking Word, which is what just happened, a Mocking Word. You need to succeed on a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw for the hellhound.
If you...
How wise is this hellhound? 17.
Oh, that's pretty
This hellhound has
wise.
been around. Oh, I also forgot to mention something.
Doesn't count if you forgot to mention it.
Argal, there's a white in front of Argal where Immer was.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
That's
like a
'cause that's-
swappity swap.
That's how it worked with Lena.
So there's
Yep.
he's got a well of whites that just randomly get plucked out when people trigger these traps. That they should unionize, is what I'm saying. That's no way to be treated.
The undead are famously they are not organized.
Anti-labor?
They're really well. I mean, I don't think they're opposed to it. I just think that it's hard, Dan. They're just doing what they can to get by every day, and I think it's just they've really been disenfranchised. Also, famously unbanked. There's a lot of opportunity for growth in the
What I hear you saying
undead
is they're
community.
resting on their white privilege.
I regret entering into this
You
line of
should.
dialogue with you. All right. So Micah's turn is technically happening right now. Or the Nilbog's turn.
The Nilbog missed and is fine with that. He's just going to stay there. And then the Dryad will go for the same hellhound. Yeah, so the one that's right next, because the Dryad's the bluish one.
Yep.
So Shillelagh, and then is going to attack. And I'm trying to remember what that is. It's a +6. So that is does a 10 hit?
10 is not going to hit a hellhound.
God, what a terribly low roll. All right. That's going to be, I think, hold on, let me double check here. I don't have any other BAs. Well, I already did the BA. Never mind. All right. Nope, that's all.
All right. Next up, it is one of Strahd's lair actions. You love it. Strahd, he gets to do stuff all the time when it's not his turn. It's really part of just being the best, It's the overhead of Strahd being Strahd. Strahd is going to kind of peek around the corner. He tries to sell it as if he's not, cornered in a little hole here, but He's cornered in a little hole here. And he is going to stare up the stairs at Vasilka, who is holding open the portcullis to his final resting place. And he is going to attempt to have a shadow of Vasilka attack Vasilka. I need Vasilka to make a DC 17 charisma saving throw.
Charisma, not her strong suit.
Mm.
Do I have any basis saving throws? Nope. Okay, let's roll. Let's roll well.
Rolling well, classic Dungeons and Dragons strategy.
Did roll well. What was that DC again?
17.
All right. Amazingly, I rolled a 19, but Vasilka's modifier
Oh.
is -3. So I needed to roll a 20 in order to
Oh.
succeed.
No.
All right.
Wait, but the
in-
golem has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
This is a magical effect or a
Oh,
spell.
yep.
So
Come on.
All right.
Roll a 20.
Roll a
Roll a
crit.
crit.
Roll the crit. Oh, it's next to the crit, but it rolled onto the 2. Mother. Hubbard.
Mm,
Oh.
Ooh.
D&D
all
Beyond hates
right.
us.
Here in the fight can turn like a candle flickers, and as it's at first perhaps Elevor, Argal, or Crucible are nearby. You see Vasilka holding up the portcullis, and then there's kind of like a weird trick of the light, and suddenly her own shadow kind of like slides off the wall and takes form next to her, and that shadow is gonna attempt to attack Vasilka. Let's see here. Let us do a strength drain on Vasilka.
I need that. I need my
that's-
strength.
You need your strength. You're using it to hold up a portcullis. I rolled a 12 to hit. I think I would hit a Vasilka that did not have a fancy armored wedding dress that you all made for her.
Mhm.
I don't remember the AC on the wedding dress. Oh, I added it. That's right. I do. It's 13. So no.
All right.
Yeah.
And I imagine, like the shadow kind of strikes out, and Vasilka just kind of like just is
She's still
unshaken by it.
like holding that portcullis up, going like
Mhm.
staring at that shadow with like pure vitriol.
Yeah. Now I will say the shadow is somewhat blocking the doorway between Vasilka now, though. Let's see. Da-da-da. Yeah, no, the shadow takes up space. The shadow has the ability to move through space that are smaller, but I think your ability to move through it is not so convenient. All right, that was lair action. Crucible, you are with your friends. There's a teleport trap in front of you. There's a badly injured wight standing on the teleport trap. There's now a shadow on the other side of the teleport trap. There's a portcullis being held open by a flesh golem.
All right,
You've met. You've actually adventured together for quite a while.
Are you going to recap the entire adventure?
God, here we
So
go.
When you first came to
several years
Barovia.
ago, several years ago in player time, probably only like 4 days in game time, you arrived in Barovia.
This is too depressing. Never
And
mind.
Wrong.
Things are bad. There was a monk you were traveling with. No one could find him. Probably dead.
Maybe fine. Who knows? All right.
Murdered by vampires.
A
Or
question.
Strahd's true identity. Maybe
Who's character the whole time?
Oh
Maybe.
no.
maybe he arrived here hundreds of years before you, changed his name, got adopted by 2 weirdos, and they had a brother, and he was jealous of that brother. And no, why are you letting me talk?
I had a question, but you just decided to go off on your own. I don't know what's happening. How many feet between me and
You have
the
2 feet.
portal? Yes. You
Stop.
didn't take cold
The-
medicine, you're saying?
the portal, or the portcullis.
The teleportation thing. Can I back
Uh,
up against? If I sort of back, I know each square is technically 5 feet.
Can
but
you
if
get
I,
a
like-
running start? Yes.
Okay. So I can
Yes.
get a running start. I can jump over it because I can jump
Yeah.
my strength score. If I move 10 feet, my strength score is 16, so that's plenty. Here's what I want to do. I want
It's
to
good to
Crucible
have
looks
once.
around, sees, we're being beset on every side, backs up, presses their back against this, crypt thing behind them, and then wants to take off at a running start, leap over it. Now, presumably this would incur an attack of opportunity as I
Sure
fly
would.
by the white.
Mhm.
It's a real fly by white operation. Okay, sorry, it had to be done. Land 16 feet away, and then technically I can move through an ally's space, right?
Mhm.
Could I slide underneath the portcullis through like Vasilka's space?
I think so.
Okay, so make the opportunity attack. I guess the question is there anything the white could do that would stop me from continuing that move? And the answer is,
I mean,
it can like
Do they have
paralyze me,
grapple?
right?
I mean, if you died, that would certainly do it.
That's
I
extremely
thi-
unlikely.
Yeah, and I'm gonna assume probably the white can't do. Let's see. I'm gonna just do a longsword attack.
I'll be fine.
At least
All
if
right,
you
I
land on the
I
portal,
rolled
you will
an
show
8.
up with Imra to protect your
Yeah.
body.
Yes, no, that's fine.
All
My
right.
AC is 23. There's no way
You keep
that was
going.
getting me.
Okay.
Did you move far enough past that the shadow would get an opportunity attack?
No, because I haven't left the shadow's reach.
All
I
right.
will ask in a second if I need to, because let's see. I've technically moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That is the extent of my move. Can
Okay.
I see Strahd around the corner?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Excellent. So
Yay!
And he can see you.
I'm fine with it. So
Well,
Crucible's taken this huge, like this leap, hit the ground, slid beneath the portcullis. He just takes
Epic.
the briefest moment to, like, send a prayer to Onatar. His eyes glow with radiant power, and I fire off a guiding bolt at level 2.
does this do radiant damage?
It
He's gonna be
does.
pissed if this does radiant
Yay.
damage.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. He's Strahd Zarovich. He's not like, he's just a guy. I don't even know. No,
Just
it's
he's just a little guy.
19 radiant damage.
All right. I imagine that like cooks the left side of his face. And he is furious. You ever see someone who looks really, really mad at you because you just melted off half their face? That is Strahd. He is really angry. That was his best side.
If Crucible were a more insouciant creature, he would have flipped him off right now. But that's not their
That would
style.
not be.
Not their style.
Yeah. All right. Well, you did that. You know what's gonna happen?
Wait, do I?
Um,
Okay, was this still on my turn?
No, yeah, you get to the end of your turn until the shot kills you. Go.
I can't cast. Sure, I was just trying to figure out if I can't do Healing Word though because it's a bonus action, but it's also a spell. God, spell rules. Shoot. I was thinking I was going to try to heal Vasilka with my Healing Word, but that's, I guess, can't
Can you
happen.
heal Vasilka with a healing word? I thought we needed
Yeah,
lightning.
they need to. I don't remember what this. Lightning will regain it. I don't have lightning, but it doesn't say they can't be healed. Just that lightning will heal her. But I don't think, again, I don't think I can do that because I can only cast a cantrip. So I guess that is all I got. So do your worst, Tony. Well, don't do your
All
worst.
right.
Do your second of worst.
Got it. Second worst. I'll start with second
Third
worst.
worst? How far down can you
Strahd,
go?
you're looking, Crucible, you're staring at Strahd. He's 15 feet away from you, kind of half obscured by the corner at the bottom of the stairs. You blink, which is probably something Crucible doesn't need to do as much as you or I do. And Strahd is in your face. He's legendary action to instantly close with you. Argyle's turn.
Argal is
Face to face with a white and also knows that there is a teleport trap between him and,
yeah.
the party.
Argal really wants to be up there helping, but I don't think that is in the cards right now. So Argal.
Also, last time Argal tried to help up close to Strahd, Argal ended up attacking us again. So
this is so true. And with that,
He
in
is
mind-
very dangerous and weak-willed, which makes him an excellent pawn.
Yes, indeed.
His
Okay,
middle
so
name is Hench.
Argal is going to attempt to multi-attack
The white.
the terrible creature in front of him.
All right,
That's a 15 to hit.
that hits.
Okay. That will be 5 damage. And doesn't get sneak attack because he doesn't have advantage.
I will tell you that unfortunately whites are immune to, like many undead, immune to poison damage. I know Argyle has.
Yes, that is unfortunate. Okay, and then a 24 to hit, which hits, and another 5 damage.
Noted.
And Argyle is, I think, going to. So is the sense that this is like a 4x4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's basically the ground in the area around leading to Strahd's tomb is warded with teleport traps. So several people have been able to jump over the other ones. And I would say at this point, like, it's very clear where the wards are on the ground that have activated.
And Argyle is also going to scoot down in case any other melee people want to engage.
Okay.
And that is his turn.
All right. At the end of his turn, Strahd's going to take a legendary action. That's just the kind of guy he is. And for his legendary action, hey, there's somebody in front of him. Hey, it's a guy who burned off half his face. Hey, it's Crucible. Strahd is just going to reach out. It always, I feel like they should just give it a better name in the stat block. It's unarmed strike. But, I mean, I think the deal is that, like, Strahd's hands are weapons because they're vampire hands.
Are they registered like as lethal weapons?
He makes all of the laws. Who would they be registered with?
I mean,
that
probably
question makes
some
no
really
sense.
complicated bureaucracy that he created
No,
in
that
order
guy.
to.
No,
That guy's just chained to the
Barovia-
desk. He's in charge of all the
Barovia-
bureaucracy.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Barovia is famously business friendly and has some of the most
Our tax loopholes are very
least-
advantageous.
Yeah. Strangely, no companies have chosen to incorporate in Barovia because of the miss situations,
That's really
but
funny.
they
Boy.
continue to cut taxes in an attempt to incentivize new
Barovia
businesses.
is calling. Albertans
Yeah.
will love that joke.
Oh, my joke was going to be Barovia, a missed opportunity.
All right. Well, for that, where's my
And my
Erica
many
dice?
other crimes.
Oh no, not the
No.
Erica dice. I should never have given you those dice.
I mean, I would have just used other dice. I want to be clear; these are not the only dice. They're just the dice I keep next to my computer. I have rolled a 12 plus 9 is 21 to hit a Crucible.
Nope.
Sorry.
What?
Oh, that's right.
21?
3.
Because
My
of all
power
your
of my
wards
no,
and
it's
charms.
The power
and
of my faith in God shields me from such
Mm.
unholy creatures.
whatnot.
I want to note that, like, so Crucible, if you may remember, is carrying a shield. That shield has been affixed with the holy symbol of Ravenkind. So that is
That's
now
really
interspersed
inconvenient.
between Strahd and I.
I imagine that Strahd is just slicing at you with his hands. His fingers have taken on kind of dagger-like appearance, and they're just coming up empty scratches on that shield with the Ravenkind thing. All right, Broldish, what will you do?
Okay, so there's two sides, literally, of Brildish. On one side, to her right, she just saw Crucible like take a running leap, which, I mean, Brildish was just like, that is epic. I need to do that too. But standing on the other side of Brildish is a dog.
A sad dog. A sad
that is
dog.
usually with that dog's
An unaccompanied
best pal.
dog.
Yes. And I feel like Brildish at this point has grown enough that she's like, what the F happened to Imra? This is more
Mhm.
important than being epic in battle. I need to go find out. So
In
that
Hela's name, let's stop and put up some posters.
We've done that before. It didn't work.
we
Yeah,
have,
it's usually not recommended in combat.
Maybe Imra's with Karakir now.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, she went
okay,
to a
so-
nice farm upstate.
Maybe Karakir's in that well. Did we check it out thoroughly?
There's a lot of bones down there.
There's
Well.
time. There's time to look. But not for Brildish, because Brildish is going to lope past Androdite and get to where Argyle is. And I think Brildish is, she's not like the smartest cookie, but probably will figure out what happened because she recognizes the lights on the floor. And there's a white. So, hey, that's something to attack. We're back on firm ground with Brildish here.
Mhm. A known quantity.
Yeah, except that rolling a 13 probably isn't enough to hit.
It is not quite enough to hit a white, if I remember correctly. And
Okay,
I
so-
do. You're sure it's a 13, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay.
It would be a 14 if I wasn't using my own my damaged axe, but I
Okay.
am. But I get a second attack. So okay, that's a 22 to hit.
That
So
hits.
that's much better. Let's see. So that is 5 plus 4 is 9, 10, 11 slashing damage, and it's magical.
That's all right. Takes a big slice out of that white.
And that is it for Brildish because I don't have any anything.
You don't get more than one attack.
I had two. Remember, I missed the first one because I rolled
You
that
missed
13.
the first one. That was how that works.
Whoops. Yep.
All
that's it.
right. Guess who's next up in the order, everybody? It's your favorite. It's Strahd von Zarovich.
Oh,
That guy on the front of the
my
book.
favorite.
Everybody loves that guy. What is he going to do? He is face to face with Crucible. I think he could either repeatedly try to murder Crucible, but Crucible's shield is very powerful.
It's a shield of faith.
Why doesn't Strahd have better spells? You had
Crucible
years
has
to
great
prepare these
spells.
Strahd.
I don't know what your problem is.
It's like not going to do some scrying. That's not going to help.
I mean, that is a great spell at times.
I think he uses that all the time to like spy on you guys. But
it's
now
his party,
it's like
and he'll scry if he wants to.
Dan.
You are.
You would scry
fine
too
fettle
if it
tonight.
happened to you.
I'm on something tonight.
You know what? I think it's time for this. Strahd
Doesn't
kind
he
of
say that?
stares.
I think it's time for this.
It pains me to do this, and he
I don't
reaches
think it does. I don't
kind of
believe you.
deep inside himself, and he casts Blight on
Ooh,
Crucible.
That's
Um,
some necrotic damage there.
Yeah, that's going to be some necrotic damage. So I believe that you need to make a Constitution saving throw. The spell save DC for Strahd von Zarovich is DC 18.
That's pretty
Come
high.
on, Constitution.
My Constitution is decent, but I'm still going to need to roll pretty well. Here we go. I rolled a 22.
Woo!
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you guess what? You still get to take half damage because, it was going to be because that's how spells work. You take 16 necrotic damage. Could have been worse if you had not succeeded. You'd have taken 8d8 necrotic damage.
88.
You know what?
I love
This
y'all.
I think this is actually a failure on Strahd's point. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
Oh, eat
Oh,
it.
nice.
You know, so
got
I'm gonna
him
say you
rattled.
take no damage.
He doesn't realize, he doesn't come face to face with a lot of Warforged probably. So.
No, probably not. I mean, given that you're from literally like another realm of
He
existence.
thinks you're wearing weird armor.
Yeah, I think he
this
thinks
whole
you're wearing
time.
this armor.
Do I get
He
to pull
seems
one of
a
those
little bit-
Eowyn moments where it's like, I am no man. I can't
But
take my
he-
helmet off though because it's my
You
head.
just take your head off. And
But Crucible just lifts their own head.
It's a real hand of Vecna, head of Vecna situation. All right. Well, you know what? He's going to follow that with a legendary action where he's just going to try and do the traditional attacking you with his horrible talons. And that is much lower than the number I rolled before that didn't hit you. So we're not going to talk about that.
Sweet.
Strahd would regain a bunch of hit points on his turn, except he took radiant damage,
Yeah, he
and that's
did.
bad for him.
Lots of it.
Elevor, you are not too far away, face to face with a white teleport
Yeah.
trap at your feet, a situation many people have found themselves in recently.
Elevor was sort of ignoring the white in front of him and watching the whole thing. And so he says, Strahd, I think you should construct a better battle plan. And then he is going to make Tony do work because Elevor immediately ends the spell that brought forth his little woodland friends, and instead appearing, let's say here, so to the left of Strahd and either right behind Strahd or beneath Strahd, to the left as well, are two giant vultures.
What?
And
Okay.
Okay.
Now you expect me to put some vultures on the map? Is that what
I
you're expecting me to do?
Yeah, that's
So do the Nilbog and the Dryad disappear then?
yeah,
you
they
said?
go
Okay.
away.
Bye.
So they have to come out of the initiative order, and instead the two giant vultures both have the same initiative, which I just
As the
rolled.
Nilbog? Oh.
No, I had to re-roll initiative for these two new beings. And so they have 18 as their initiative.
Do you guys ever think that Micah just does stuff to make it like complicated for me?
That's
Yes.
exactly what I'm
Yep.
doing. Yeah.
And we love him for it.
How big is when you say giant
It
vulture?
says large beast.
Large?
So I mean,
Why is it called giant?
large, not huge.
So
No, but
bigger than
large is
medium.
still 4.
Is large 4?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
medium's 1.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here's some large vultures coming up.
Thank you.
What initiative do these jerk large vultures have?
18. They both go on the same initiative. So
And I get to remove the Nilbogs?
yes.
I laughed and accidentally triggered Siri on my watch, and it says ha ha ha, and then Siri said ha ha.
All right. Mainly these vultures feel inconvenient. I don't come into your house and summon large vultures there. If I came into your house, Micah, I would ask, can I summon an appropriately sized vulture? But I'm from the Midwest. That's how I do things. You California people just putting
I am
vultures
originally
everywhere.
from the Midwest, but
No,
Elevor is
you
from
gave it up.
the Eastern Hills or whatever I said early on. I don't remember.
Yeah, all
He's
right.
from some hills very far away.
Do the vultures do anything other than annoy me? And and yes, those are technically eagles that I put on the map. Don't write me.
Um,
So-
all
all right, hold on. I'm going to tint the eagles to a more vulture color.
Thank you. I would say the vultures do that kind of creepy vulture thing that they do with their necks. And they just kind of
seems
do
offensive.
it
What
at
if some of our
Strahd.
listeners are vultures?
Oh, I should say, you're right. That was the wrong word. Not creepy. Intimidating. The
Yeah.
intimidating
go.
thing they do with their necks.
I sorry, I don't know why these come to me in my head. It's not my fault. I'm made this way.
Mainly, summoning giant vultures inside is it's like opening an umbrella inside. It's unlucky.
My first thought was they need to play their walk-on music, which is clearly Carrion, My Wayward Son.
Oh God.
I don't know. I'm just like this. Okay, I didn't do anything.
We know.
We know.
No, I think if you put a lot of work, you could be something different. But you're who we got.
That's also lazy is the problem.
Yeah, that is accurate. Micah, do you want to do anything else on your turn that you are allowed to do in the game in the context of Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, of course I do. So I think so what's great
I'm gonna be
is
so mad if these vultures kill Strahd.
We all will.
oh, do I want to do that?
But that would be so funny. Like, what an ignominious way for him to go. Just taken out by
Murdered by
carrion
I love
vultures
it.
in a
I love
basement.
it.
I would just say
Yeah,
my
I
wife
love
came
it.
home today.
I mean, it would be kind of funny if Strahd dies while Imra and Lena,
Mhm.
who I think are the two who are like uniquely vengeance driven
Mhm.
and like mean,
Yeah. Also,
are
killed
not on the same floor.
killed by carrion eaters. It's
I was gonna say
you
there's
know.
Yeah.
similar energy to like my wife came home and pointed out there were 3 turkeys in our backyard, which kind of feels a little similar.
Are you saying that
Oh,
this
yeah.
was foretold?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
As
one
was
more coming.
foretold.
Dan, full moon.
Where turkeys?
Oh no, that'd be
we prefer the term
terrible.
workies.
No.
No, we really don't.
I think I think that's all Elevor is going to do for
Thank
now.
goodness.
I almost did another thing, but I decided not to.
Good
It's
story.
it's not necessary.
That's what they say about this podcast.
And they were wrong.
Next up is my interminable
I'm
swarm
sorry.
of.
It's only because I have Samus go on my turn.
That's
And
true.
so Samus is just going to use Samus's movement to catch up 5, 10, 15, 30. All right.
All right, scampers over to Elevor.
Yeah.
Next up, everybody's favorite turn in the super long initiative order: the swarm of bats. Bats attack everybody except people who are currently in a well full of whites, people who are in Strahd's tomb, And we're gonna say I think the area right around Basilica got hit by a fireball,
It did,
so
yeah.
that area is
Bat-free.
bat-free. Yeah, bat-free since very recently.
They flipped over the sign.
Yeah, the bats did that.
Yeah.
Yes, they're self-managing.
It's a
bats.
living.
Yep. Everybody else, please roll a bat attack on yourself. Bats
It's
are
plus
+4 to hit. They do 5 damage.
Roll the
You
got
missed
hit.
us.
Andrew
This is
Dyke
my
got hit.
favorite dealing with managing things in Dungeons and Dragons. So it's just like, yeah, just roll some dice, keep track of your hit points yourself. I'm doing big picture dungeon mastering over here. I don't have time for the day to day.
I know you just said how much damage, but we
5.
again. 5. Okay.
5. Yep. All right. Lena Delina, you are at the top of a well. Down below, you see Imra. You also see many wights that attempted to pepper you with arrows as you climbed out of this pit.
Yep. About how deep was the well again?
I believe I said it was about 40 feet deep.
That sounds
Okay,
right.
so I used my 50-foot rope.
This is a perfectly
Nice.
honest, legitimate use of rope in Dungeons and Dragons, and I hate it when you do that. Please continue.
Huh?
Is there any sort of like interior structure that she can
Yeah.
tie the rope to?
The construction of this pit where they've just been throwing corpses is very strange because they started in a basement and they're like, this is a crypt. Let's go inside this crypt and let's dig a 40-foot deep shaft. And then I guess that shaft hit a natural like pocket. And then they're like, and now we're gonna fill this. This is like just where we throw dead things.
Yep.
But yeah, in the crypt that you are in, I imagine there's some fancy stonework and whatnot. So there's something big, heavy, and made of rock that you could tie 10 feet of rope to, allowing 40 feet of rope to go down into the pit, which would make it very easy to climb out of the pit with a rope. You did the free climb, so
Yep.
the whites will not be capable of climbing because that's
rogue culture.
yeah, rope culture. Yeah, you leave a rope behind for the next person.
That's
Take a
so
rope,
true.
leave a rope. Yeah,
It's so
Take a
true.
rope.
Leave only footprints and escape ropes.
Yep.
So
Use
is
every
there
part of
like is there a door to get out of
Oh yeah. There is the door is on the south side of that crypt. The doors to the crypt are just big kind of stone slabs. They're not intended for, so you're gonna have to make a strength check to get out, but it's not very hard to get out of the slab.
Okay. Imra, I dropped a rope. Should I stay and help you, or should I go try and figure out where we are?
Go.
Technically, that's also helping. Lena, if you want to try and push the stone slab, it's going to be a DC 15 strength check, which you may not be able to make on your first attempt.
Challenge accepted.
But like at athletics?
Yeah. Or just strength.
That's a 14.
All right, it budges, but you don't quite have it. If only you had some kind of ranger friend to help you.
Well, but I also, I mean, is there anything I can do as a like, can I see any latches or?
No, it's
Anything like
literally
that?
just you've been basically kind of entombed here. There's just a big stone slab that you need to shove out of the way.
Okay, well, Lena's so frustrated that she's gonna take a shot at whatever white is most obstructing.
All right.
Her. So that's going to be a.
I like that Imra has cover from above.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Covering
only a
fire.
14.
14 is the armor class of a white, Jane.
Okay.
Take it down.
That's 6 damage, but if Imra is adjacent to them, I guess I get sneak
Imra
attack.
is adjacent to them.
Yeah, okay, so that's 17 damage total.
Back
Who's gonna
at the
expect
bottom,
that coming from up
Yeah.
above?
40
Yeah.
feet below where you are, Lena. Imra, you are staring face to face with the undead visage of a white. Its skin is all white. Its hair is kind of long and stringy. It's just got two glowing red eyes and kind of pits on the side of its head. And suddenly an arrow hits it in the side of the head, and it falls backward into a pile of bones.
Yeah.
I'm glad Lena said something when she threw the rope
Oh yeah,
down.
otherwise you're
I'd be
just
really
like,
freaked
oh,
out.
yeah, maybe you can kill whites by looking at them now. All right.
Broldish. That feels like a Broldish.
That is my turn.
All right. Hellhounds are next. Let's see. There are three hellhounds. They were kind of locked down by the Nilbog, but the Nilbog and Dryad are no longer there. One of them
that
is
charmed spell ends if
I
the
would
creature
guess
goes
that
away?
a charm cell ends if the creature
Yeah,
goes away. So I
makes
think
sense.
that hellhound no longer needs to praise the Nilbog.
Maybe he just wants to. Like maybe it got sold on it.
I think the hellhounds are going to set off through the crypts looking for interlopers.
Hasty
And you know,
treats.
yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I think this one's going to go that way. Ah.
At least we got pretty far away from them before.
One of them, Lena, you suddenly hear scratching and growling on the other side of the stone slab.
Great.
And this one comes there. So the hellhounds split up. Two of them head south and are on the periphery of the fray with the big group. One of them is scratching at the door to the tomb Lena is currently entombed in. All right. These rounds go on forever. Vasilka holding up a portcullis. Now, I think, holding up a portcullis is a full-time job. So I am a little uncertain what Vasilka could do that wouldn't. I said it's a full-time job. I didn't say it was a good job.
Dang it.
So there is a complicating factor here. So let's do
America.
This. Whenever the golem starts its turn with 40 hit points or fewer, roll a d6.
Rages.
Roll a
Ooh.
d6. It was a 5, which is good. If it rolled a 6, then Vasilka goes berserk, which is also the name of a great album. So at this point, she is still holding this up, but she's got that shadow in front of her. Can she do? What's the ruling here? Is that going to be is it take her entire action? Can she make an attempt
Full-time
to
job.
summon some strength and like lift the portcullis up to the
That
point
would be an action.
Right, that's fine.
That
But
would
it's
be-
like, can she attempt to do that? Like lock it into place or something?
And I will remind you the DC for that is 25, which is very high.
That is pretty high.
Can she
In
do
fact,
that?
so high I can't roll it.
Yeah. So
In that case, I think Vasilka, seeing sort of the state of affairs, is probably going to just keep holding the portcullis up because I think she feels like that's the most valuable thing she can do to help stop
Yeah.
Strahd at this moment.
I mean, also at this point, dropping it. I mean,
Right? Yeah. The
maybe
alternatives
Crucible
are
will be
bad.
fine. Yeah, but it's a little bit like, well, Crucible's
You're on your
his
own
now.
Crucible and
Yeah.
two vultures.
Two vultures.
Just the way they like it.
And I mean, Vasilka hasn't been introduced to those vultures yet. There may be questions about which team are the vultures on. So
Their own
That's
team.
true.
yeah. All right. So what is Vasilka
no
going to do?
action, I guess just holding up the
Okay.
the portcullis.
All right. The whites are next. I have a bunch of whites. I think that this one, I'm going to start with the crypt level whites and then go to the well whites. This crypt white is going to attack Aragal.
I'm
Let's
going
see
to
here.
impose disadvantage.
All right. That's
With my
attacking
shield.
twice with disadvantage.
I can only do it once, so the first one has disadvantage. The second one.
Oh,
will be
okay.
normal.
I don't think I'm going to hit then. I think Aragal's defenses are higher than 12.
Yes.
All right. Elevor, there's a badly damaged white next to you that's going to make 2 longsword attacks on you.
Ooh, 23's gonna hit. So
A 5 won't.
No.
All right.
All right.
8
I will
slashing
mark that
damage.
down.
All right. This is where things start to get bad. Like a horrible zombie movie, the whites converge upon Imra.
Yeah.
Welcome to the suburbs.
Mhm.
And they are going to do a bunch of longsword attacks on you. 1, 2, 3,
Those are pretty
4.
bad. Those are mostly bad.
How are you doing? I rolled an 11, a 13, an 8, and a 22.
The 22 is the only one that hits,
All
fortunately.
right, you'll take 10 damage from that. There's more coming, though, because they have multi-attack, and there's a bunch of them. All right.
The second 22 hits. The others do not.
Wow, I rolled 8 attacks and hit you twice.
We love to
all
see
right.
it.
Mhm.
You
Ina's
did
just
take-
peppering crossbow bolts down
Yeah.
there.
So you have taken, I believe, a total of 20 damage from sword attacks. And you
Mhm.
are in a well full of the undead, so you know that there may be a moral victory there. For me, fleeting
gonna
moral
say
victory.
for
I was like,
whom?
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Story checks out.
morals are complex, and read my newsletter.
Flexible.
Oh God.
Yeah. Look, I just have questions. The vampire spawn are next. They continue to basically not have turns because they were themselves turned.
I'm.
Oh, they
Though
skewed. They're
I've
so
lost track
skewed.
of where we are in.
They're
how-
on 8.
Okay,
They're on
thank
8.
you. Okay, so
It
it's
is
getting closer.
possible.
I got it.
We
Thank
are
you,
tracking it because this fight is the longest D&D
Not
fight
only
I have
am I
ever
tracking
run.
it, I'm tracking it in a verifiable way that you can go
Yes.
back
Oh,
and double check
I
me.
like it.
Yeah, no, this is if there's one thing we're doing right, it's because of Erica. And it's that.
And it's only
yeah,
it's only one thing.
It's only one thing. Yeah, normally I would never bother tracking something that lasts like 10 rounds of combat because it's like we're not going to get to that.
Oh.
You people. All right.
This is your fault. You run away.
Agreed.
I feel personally
Us
attacked by
people. Who people?
All right.
You
Well,
people.
Micah, you're slowing us down. You know what? And that's not acceptable because you know what we're doing right now? Speed round.
Sure
That's
we
right.
are. Mhm.
Oh,
Just like
boy,
what we
here we
did, but
go.
faster and
Uh-huh.
not as well.
Round.
Speed round. Round
Mm.
1 took us a solid 52-ish minutes. No, 48-ish, something like that. Speed round.
Speed round.
All right. Let's do it.
Imra, you are in a well. There's a rope has graciously draped itself down next to you. I
You
imagine
can't
kind of
do it as a speed round if you describe the situation for every character, Tony.
Your interruption was longer than my narrative.
Yeah, but multiply it by everybody's turn. I'm just saying.
but I'm done now.
All right, what do I need to do to climb up the wall using this rope?
I think at the level that you're at, you do not you don't need to roll anything. A rope at the level you're at, a rope is nature's ladder.
Are you going to
and,
disengage or are you going to take a bunch of attacks?
that is
I
your
mean, they
one
only
question.
hit twice, but
Yeah, I'll disengage, but I just wanted to see
Yep.
what. Yeah, so I'm scurrying up that rope. I'm not in excellent shape, so I'm gonna get the heck out. And I guess that is my entire turn.
That was
What is-
speedy.
Where are you by the end of your turn in terms of movement?
So it's 40 feet, and
Yeah.
are we saying it's the same as
Half
my
speed?
walking speed to climb, or
It was half. Is that what we?
I think climbing is generally half speed.
Yeah.
with the assistance
you
of
have
a rope?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's half speed. I think you're I
If
think
you're
it's
going
just a lot.
vertically.
I think we're gonna assume it's just easier for someone will write in 8 months from now and tell me I was wrong. But
We don't care.
We're getting
Okay.
out of this tomb.
So then I am like 5 feet below the lip of the.
okay. Do you want to move your token over to where Lena is?
Sure.
All right. Next up, Strahd's lair action, where he can do fun things like mainly running away, passing through walls. He did that sometimes, but you guys didn't really notice because he was using it to run away. Sometimes he summoned ghosts of Ravenloft to attack people. That didn't work out great. You know what? I think he's gonna look at Crucible and summon a Shadow of Crucible next to Crucible to attack Crucible.
Would you like to use the
So-
name Crucible a few more times in that sentence, or
Yes, this is a crucible in which you are being attacked by a shadow that looks like you.
Okay.
One attack on Crucible, one attack on Vasilka. 10 and 12 are not going to hit
Nope.
anybody. Wow, it'd be great if I rolled a double-digit number.
Why did
sometime this,
Vasilka get a charisma
what was the
saving
charisma
throw
saving
against
throw,
that
ideally?
and Crucible didn't?
You can make a Christmas saving throw to see if I successfully summoned a shadow.
When we
I'm
say
gonna let
speed
you have
round,
this
we
one.
don't mean
Now
skip
you're
step.
slowing it down. It would be
True.
much faster if you just let me win.
Look at the ball. Where does it go? Over here. Over here.
Yeah, I rolled very poorly, so you're good.
There we go. See, I knew Dan was going to do that.
Oh.
All right. Let's see. Strahd knows that things are bad, so you know what he's going to do at the end of his lair action turn?
Do not
he's
do
gonna-
this.
He's going to attack you.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh. That's
What did you
nice.
think he was going to
I
do?
was gonna
Run.
freaking run away.
There's nowhere to go. He's flanked. He's
I
between
don't know.
a
He could
robot
like
and
turn
giant
into mist or
vultures.
something. I'm not a
He-
robot.
He can turn into mist, but he's not going to do that right now. He's going
That's
to
what he
attack.
gets for thinking
I
you're a
just don't-
robot and not a construct.
I just don't want
Yeah.
to turn into mist right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Oh,
about it.
I
fear.
could.
You know
I could
what?
totally turn into mist.
He's going to attack one of these giant vultures.
I'd like to see him try.
Well, I mean,
Well, he rolled a 17 to attack a giant vulture.
Well, giant vultures are very evasive.
How evasive are they when they're on
they're
the
not
ground?
invasive species, so don't.
Well,
even-
these ones are. They're not from here. These are not basement
these are
vultures.
Barovian vultures.
Yeah, that's
They are
gonna
not
hit.
Barovian vultures.
17's gonna hit.
All right.
You're gonna look me in the eyes and tell me that Barovia doesn't have giant vultures.
Yeah.
Barovia?
They
No,
get
they've
big,
been
eating lots of
displaced.
bad
They've been
things.
displaced by the bat population.
I guess it is a while since we've come up with something that they don't have in
The
Barovia.
Barovian ecology is surprisingly not diverse. It's basically bats and wolves. Is what they've got.
Yeah.
They're
is
surprisingly a
also
lot of
a-
wolves. Have you noticed anything that the wolves eat? Are there fields full of sheep? No, there are
They ate
not.
them.
There are just wolves.
Also, by the way,
angry, underfed wolves.
They eat
Also,
each
there's
other.
that subplot about the werewolves. We never found out what
Bats
happened.
and
with
Wolves
that.
also makes a
Weird
great
hair.
like baseline for a
We
club.
made him
Bats and
promise that
wolves,
he wasn't
bats
going to
and
hurt
wolves.
people, and we released him. We
Yep.
made an ally, or he lied to us.
And we're going to
Either
follow
is
up after
completely
this, and we're going to find
possible.
out.
You know,
Mhm.
lie is in the word ally.
Mm.
So true.
Ooh.
Trust
Micah,
no one.
do you need to know what happens to this vulture?
Yes, because that was a hit.
Well, you would take 8 bludgeoning damage and 14 necrotic damage, which I'll conveniently compartmentalize as 22 total damage of 2 types for you.
That's rather annoying because it's just exactly the hit point. Wait, no. That is the average hit point. I'm going to choose instead to opt to roll.
Wait a minute. You summoned these vultures a turn ago.
And
I'm
their
going
hit
to
points were
choose
not relevant until now.
1, 2.
Erica,
So
is
this
this
is-
allowed? This is
This is
slowing
called.
us down.
This is just in time compiling.
I mean, I never
Uh,
signed off on a speed round to start with. I thought that was a
Oh,
bad
wow.
idea. Nobody asked me.
Okay. Okay, that's annoyingly the exact same. But I'm going to, that was just for the first one. That's much better. Okay. Okay, so which one did he hit?
He hit the right vulture.
Okay, so I did this from left to right.
Mhm.
Left vulture has 22 hit points. The right vulture has more than 22 hit points.
It
Wouldn't
doesn't
you like to know how
anymore.
many?
It's
Uh,
it's less
Well,
than whatever
yes,
I just.
you're right. You're right. So I will mark that down.
Okay.
RV has some amount.
Is he a recreational vulture?
Now it's a crooked vulture.
Mm.
And LV is doing okay.
Las
all right.
Vegas.
Crucible.
Hello. Crucible is still got the shield interposed between
Mhm.
themselves and Strahd. On that shield, as I mentioned, is the holy symbol of Ravenkind, which was, if you might remember, by legend delivered to a paladin by a giant raven or an angel in the form of a giant raven. That's just a fun
Whoa.
fact.
You think these vultures are here to like repo
Yes.
it?
There's a cousin. They're cousins. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm
They all
going
know
to
each other,
use
Dan. That's what you're saying. All
and
giant
an
birds.
action to expend 5 charges of this.
5.
5 charges. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's almost all the charges. While presenting the holy symbol, to make it shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. This
That's
light
so the
is
whole
sunlight.
like there's just like beams of light.
I like to
cutting
think it
through
like
the
emanates
catacomb.
in like a raven-like shape, like that flies forth, bringing a tide of sunlight that spills. So 30 feet of bright light. Where I'm gonna make a little. Let's like make a little aura there. 30 feet. Pretty big. That's sunlight, and lasts for 10 minutes, or until I end the effect. So Strahd is in my face and is now like just doused in sunlight.
Yeah.
Which presumably will. Yes,
I
you
just
should all
just
see.
checked.
Everyone can see
It's
that.
mainly a big deal.
Okay. Yeah.
At the end of his turn.
Yep. That's great.
Okay.
I don't know, Tony, what Tony needs to do to make everybody see that, but I've made it.
I can.
And then for a bonus action, how are people doing on healing? I can see Vasilka. I can see Elavor.
Elevor's okay.
I'm doing terribly, but I'm
I
very
can't
far
see
away.
you.
I mean, I'm down. You could probably see me, but I don't know.
I don't
Can
know.
you heal
You're
my
around
bird?
a corner from me.
Do
Well,
not heal his bird.
Can you heal my bird?
Do not heal his bird.
Can you
Well,
heal
I would
my
like to-
bird?
Do not heal his bird.
I need a ruling on whether or not I can heal Vasilka with healing word.
I don't know how we've determined that because she is like an undead construct. I'm gonna say, yeah. Let's say that you can.
Okay, because I'd like to prevent her from possibly going berserk.
That seems important. Yeah. What if you guys you kill Strahd and then Vasilka kills all of you because she's really angry?
There's an irony to it.
Not
perhaps.
gonna sound as good when the bards sing about it.
All right. Well, that's a meager 5 hit points, but Vasilka
all right,
will
it's something,
take it.
right?
It's enough to get her back over the threshold for now.
All right.
Good.
That is my turn. Speed round.
All right. Speed round. At the end of your turn, Strahd attacks a goddamn bird. Elavor does or sorry, your name is it's technically Micah. Micah
Technically.
Does an 11 hit a bird?
My driver's license says Elevor. My passport says Micah. It's very confusing.
That's you're gonna get a letter from the government about that. I lived through that.
The vultures have low AC because I haven't had a chance to get some armor for them. So yes, that does.
You mean
hit
because
my
they've
bird.
existed for 4 seconds? You haven't gone to the armor shop with the birds.
Exactly.
Get the special giant vulture armor. All right.
You've almost certainly killed that bird if you're
You know
attacking
what?
that same one.
Okay. Yeah, he murders that bird and tries to drink some of its blood. It's gone. Aragal.
Okay, Aragal multi-attacks the white. First one is a 7, does not hit. Second one is a 22, which does hit. So that is going to be 9 damage, and because Broldish is here,
Hello.
that's also sneak attack. That's an additional 14 damage.
That white is very badly hurt, but still alive, clinging to unlife.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Broldish.
Is it me or is it the vulture
Actually,
first?
At the end of your turn, at the end of Argal's turn,
Okay.
Strahd gonna attack the other vulture.
No.
Yep. Hey, I rolled a very high number in the 20s, and guess what? 22 damage to that vulture. Hey, Micah, how many hit points does that vulture have?
I don't know. 1, 2.
Sorry,
I'm just saying, if you are taking Strahd out, he is taking these 2 vultures with him. He died as he lived, murdering giant vultures in his basement.
I just love that you've freed Elevor's concentration up. This is great.
Yeah, great.
All right,
Who
Broldish,
knows
you
what
can
I'll appear
continue your
next.
turn.
I have a white to stomp here, so that's a 20 went to hit.
Yep.
And that is, let's see, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 slashing damage. That's also
The
magical.
white collapses to the ground, returned to the death it needs.
All right. Then I'm going to back up
Yep.
and take a running leap. Let's hang on a second. 5, 10, 15, 20. No, I'm not. Because I don't have enough movement to be able to back up and then also run and jump that far. So screw it. This is just going to try a standing jump. I can jump 9 feet without problems. So what do you want me to roll to see if I can get across this 10-foot?
Athletics?
Sure, I will give that a shot. 17. Is that enough to
Seems like
make
you're
that
good.
1 extra foot?
Yeah.
All right. So that is 5, 10. And I guess I will just be right here and
All right, next to Vasilka in the
I'm gonna menace a shadow.
There's some shadows nearby.
Mhm.
All right.
That's it.
I think that at the end of your turn, Strahd is going to take a legendary action, and
He's already done 3 this turn. How many?
no, this is his
how many
third
did he
one, I
get?
believe. He gets 3, and he's
Yeah, but
he's not leaving any in the bank.
He attacked 3 times to vultures. The first time he did
Oh, 'cause
22
he
damage
missed.
and killed
You're
one.
right.
The second time he killed the right one, and then
Oh.
he
Ah,
yes.
This is what happens when you have Eric to keep
curse
track.
you, Erica. Yeah.
Curse of Erica is our next
all right.
campaign that we're playing.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
He'll just
bad
have to
news-
act on his own turn.
The bad news is it's his turn.
It is his turn.
He starts his turn in direct sunlight. And I don't know if you all know this. You do know this because you read a whole book about vampire weakness. While in
Vampire
sunlight,
Weekend, Tony.
Yeah, Crucible was awful. It's a good album while everyone else was carefully reading that book. While in sunlight, Strahd takes 20 radiant damage at the start of his turn, and he would have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks if he
Wow.
did not burn, and takes the form of mist.
Oh,
Mm.
bugger.
Mist that is cooking in the sunlight as it creeps south and like kind of rolls up and through the cracks of his coffin in the center of
Oh,
his
no.
tomb.
Huh.
Elevor.
Anyone remember what that means?
Elevor is just going to try to take out this white in front of him. 24 I know hits. And 10 acid damage.
That white is gone. I'm just going to move some of these many undead vultures and zombies and undead things off the map as the battlefield is emptying out.
And then Elevor will jump over
Mm-hmm.
and land here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he will. Oh, and then Samus will move over and then also jump over, I guess.
Thomas
Can-
should be able to jump no problem.
Yeah, can
I
she
don't know if
do-
there is a place for Samus to land.
Yeah, that's
Quick
what I was
question.
just
Actually, this is a
thinking
relevant question for then, Tony. How do those shadows feel about being
Okay,
in
she's
total
here.
sunlight?
Let's
Oh,
see.
that's a good question.
Oh, she can get to here, and I.
They have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
There might be another trap over there.
Oh,
You might not want to have her
yes.
go that far.
Oh
there.
shoot, you're probably right. Okay, so where was she here? No, she was originally here. I don't know what she's going to
She might need to
do.
chill out there for a minute until we clear some
Yeah,
room.
I think she'll at least step here just so she can see everything.
Could attack
and
the
then-
Hellhound. We still got that.
Oh yeah, I forgot there is a hellhound there. So if she comes from here and she goes running like that,
Oh, yeah.
then she can use her pounce move. So that is a
15 is what you need to hit a Hellhound.
Okay.
Oh, 14.
So
just
Does the
close.
barely
Hellhound
got
feel
off.
bad about being in sunlight, just in general?
No, they're
Okay.
from Hell, Dan. It's very
It's not
Right there?
sunny.
well. There's several different levels of it. Some of them are hot.
Some of them are. One of them, San Diego. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Why San Diego?
It's very sunny.
There are a couple layers of
Okay.
hell that are Florida. All right, that's all Elevor.
Maybe it's
or
Alberta.
Elevor and Samus are doing.
Yeah, there are both.
Yes.
I'm
The
writing this
ratless
into
level of
Avernus.
hell.
There are cold and hot hells. There is no ratless hell, though. That is all hell. I mean, Alberta is not naturally
There will be
ratless.
if the UCP gets its way.
Yeah, I mean,
Wah, wah, wah.
it took a great deal of human work
Sacrifice?
to make it ratless. Yeah.
Human sacrifice.
Yeah.
God, who do they sacrifice humans to?
The
Well,
rats.
It's a cost. Swarms of bats attack. I think
Ugh.
only Samus, Androdite, and Argal are in bat country.
Oh, yay.
All right.
And Lena, you are having your own slightly different side adventure. You see Imra climbing up the rope at you. You hear some kind of animal on the other side of the stone slab scratching at the door to where you've been entombed. Yeah.
Does a 14 get the door open?
A 14
Sorry, a
does.
17.
A 17. Let me remind myself what the
You said
number I
15.
said. There we go. The
Yay.
door it's just a big stone rectangle that's been put there. It falls forward and then kind of off of the Hellhound. Lena, roll me a 2d6 stone slab falling on Hellhound damage.
Okay.
You don't have a macro for that handy?
Yeah.
That's the title takes up most of the page.
5 door damage.
All right, the stone slab basically slaps a Hellhound in the face who's very angry, growling at you.
Lena is going to take off at a sprint.
Okay. I'm gonna have the Hellhound bite at you as you go.
No, Lena's actually gonna disengage. So I will I'll disengage and then I will just move my speed. And then I will no, Imra's here too. I'll just stab him. So that'll be some sword. That's a 13 to hit.
13 does not pierce the natural armor of a Hellhound. They're from a
Okay.
rough neighborhood.
Well, that's my turn.
All right. Well, this Hellhound is gonna snap at you, Lena. I rolled a 12, which does not seem very impressive.
Nope.
This Hellhound over here is gonna snap at Samus.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled another 12.
That hits.
All right. Samus will take 8 piercing and 6 fire damage. Don't get bitten
Ooh.
by Hellhound.
Okay,
And you know
that's
what?
not
We're going to
good.
continue this animal fight animal action here as a Hellhound
No.
romps over and attacks Androdite, who has been besieged by bats this whole
Yeah.
fight.
Good.
15,
Oh no.
which will deliver 13 damage to Androdite.
It will not because Androdite's AC is 16.
What? Armor dog. All right. That's the Hellhounds. Vasilka.
Vasilka is still
Holding
holding
up
up
the world.
this portal, but does not have to roll for being berserk. I don't know. Could she like kick the shadow? I don't really. Is there anything she can
I
do?
think no. I think you are
Okay.
busy holding the thing open.
Speed round.
Vasilka
Yeah.
looks at Crucible, and although she cannot speak, right? She can't speak. Her eyes say, "Finish him."
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Vampire Spawn turned undead for one final turn.
Oh my God! Let's gotta kill this goddamn vampire.
Imra.
Okay, so I got about halfway up the first
Yep.
time. I misspoke when I said 5. So I'm going to get the rest of the way up, and I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself because I'm not in great shape. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. You know what? Strahd's not going to take a lair action this turn. I wonder why. Crucible.
Mm.
All right. Can you refresh my memory from the Vampire Weekend album I listened to? Do we know when he goes back into your, like, how do I end him? Do I need
think
to
that
stake
you
him?
know you need to stake him.
Okay. Crucible will walk forward, just ignoring, looks at the shadow, just goes, "You have no power over me," and then just walks away from
And
him.
indeed the shadow does, because it has disadvantage because of the sunlight. So you walk away from your own shadow.
Oh, it's metaphorical.
That's epic.
That is very epic.
As Crucible walks, I don't remember if I have a stake, but here's what's going to happen. I take my...
You do. Brildish made a bunch and gave everybody
you
at
all
least
had
3.
stakes. Dan, you did not go to Ravenloft without a stake.
I was going for a dramatic moment here where I took my...
One of you
my
left
spear.
your stake back
No,
at
I
the
took
campsite?
I take my spear and I snap
That
it
works.
over my knee.
Okay.
And then
Nice.
I
Special stake.
walk up to the coffin.
The lid is firmly atop the coffin. It's a big, fancy, kind of black wooden coffin with some kind of gold inlay around it.
I don't need to know about the coffin. I don't want the details of
Speed
how much
round.
he spent
Speed
on the
round.
coffin.
Speed round.
How hard? How hard is it for me to either push the lid off it or just stab a broken spear all the way through it?
Do you want to just stab a spear into the coffin and walk away as if this was
Don't
like a
do
magic?
I want
a
to take the
magic
damn
trick?
lid off, but the question
Probably
is,
we hit the vampire.
are you going to make
Let's
me
just
do a
leave.
separate action to take the lid off and then stab him? That's the question.
You can take the lid off as a free action.
I shove.
Thank you for just ruining this dramatic moment.
I was trying to get dramatic. I shove the lid off and I see
Clatters to the floor.
what's in the
Strahd
coffin.
he is badly wounded. It's like he is both dying and sleeping. The mists have returned him to his physical form, but he seems oblivious to your presence, because he is, on death's door. He's lying in the coffin. His head is on a beautiful red velvet pillow. His arms are crossed on his chest. Makes sleeping like a baby, but like a good baby that sleeps all the time, not like your baby man.
That's true. Well, Crucible is glowing with the sunlight of the holy symbol of Ravenkind and pointing it at Strahd to illuminate him in his coffin here. He holds up the jagged wooden end of his spear, looks down at Strahd and says, "This is for Barovia," and then plunges the spear into his heart. Do I need to roll?
You do not need to roll because he is incapacitated at this point, having been reduced to a single hit point by the sunlight from your for your symbol of Ravenkind. Strahd has done what he could. Perhaps it was not the most courageous of fight, but perhaps Strahd is not the most courageous of villains. And as you plunge the spear into his heart, there's kind of just like a gasp from Strahd. It's just a kind of sound like air passing, and his eyes briefly flicker open before he disintegrates. Wow. There's almost just Crucible for a second there. He almost looked like he was like at peace. And then
Don't care.
no more. The shadows that were around Vasilka disappear. The whites down in the well suddenly just kind of like, hunker down, take a little nap. They're not dead. Well, they are dead, but they're not re-deaded. But they don't seem to have any fight in them. And the hellhounds, though, still there, still, hounds from hell.
Hellhounding.
They don't look like they're interested in fighting anymore.
Wow.
Well,
And that
let's
is where
wrap
we
'em up
will
next
end.
time.
And that is where we'll end tonight's session. The penultimate episode of Curse of Strahd from the Dog and Pony Show. They finally did it. What's in store for Barovia? How will things shake out as they attempt to rebuild this once beautiful land? We'll find out next time. I guess. I don't know how it'll be released in editing.
Great ending.
Live stream / bootleg. Hey, I've been talking for like almost 2 hours. I got nothing left in my brain. But you did it. You defeated Strahd von Zarovich. You may have an envelope that I mailed you last August.
I do have it. It's been on my desk this entire time.
other people do not have it on their desk, is what their
It's not on my
nonverbal
desk,
expressions
no.
telling me. And so you'll open those next time.
Good.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what's in this envelope for
And
months.
next time you will.
So 3
Players,
months from now.
Thank you for watching, listening, however you experience this. We will have basically kind of a closing action. I expect, I always say these things, it's like, there'll be no combat. And like Elevor like starts punching guys. No combat in our final session. This is coming for you, Father Donovan.
He just
We-
wants
we-
to dance again.
We'll do some things to wrap up. As to what will happen next for the Dog and Pony show, we do not know. But we will be back sometime soon. Not next Tuesday, because next Tuesday there is a Keys from the Golden Vault adventure. But you'll know when, based on the incomparable calendar.
You'll
and
know
other
when,
such
because we'll tell
announcements.
you.
It's
Yeah.
true.
All right, my voice is failing. I think we should say good night.
Goodbye. Good night.
night.
Bats,
Nice
Tuesday
Good
night.
Strahd to you all.
etc.
Bye.